Ladies and gentlemen, Chaz and Friends is back. 3 weeks away from the table, 3 weeks away from the arguments, 3 weeks away from the chaos. And let me tell you something, wrestling did not take a break just because we did. AEW got legends chasing gold. WWE has Roman Reigns standing across from Jacob Fatu like the bloodline family tree and turned into a crime scene. And Darby Allin is walking around as the AEW World Champion, looking like every championship title defense might be his last act on Earth. So tonight, no, it is not a soft return. Tonight is the reset button. Tonight we catch up on everything we missed, everything the timeline has been arguing about, and everything wrestling fans want to know. Ladies and gentlemen, the question isn't just who won or who lost or who got over. The question is who is actually being booked for the future and who is actually protected for, by nostalgia. So buckle up. The break is over. The takes are hot. And my friends are back. And as always, debates will be settled. The temps will be checked. And somebody's getting cooked before the night is over. Holla at your boy!
The following program is a collection of idiots talking about happenings in the sports entertainment world. It is meant to be comedically informative. The opinions expressed on this show does not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their bosses, platform, or whatever network they are on. There may be some out-of-pocket things said on this show, because this is how we talk to each other. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further. Your homies. The 3 Count Podcast. P.S. Please do not sue us.
It's your boy, your nephew, your cousin. It's the Don. Chaz Evans here, checking out the hottest podcast in the world, the 3 Count Podcast.
Hit him with a 3 count. Pin him to the ground and the crowd go wild, man down, know what y'all like. Hit him with a 3 count. On the top row, crowd already know how I fly him to the flow like. Hit him with a 3 count. And your boy real chicken.
We're here.
This is not my show.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
This is not my show. Oh, that's a lot better. Okay, there we go.
That was full by accident. I really
So yeah, that's full blown accident. Let me address. Ladies and gentlemen, Cliff has a new toy.
Yes,
Okay, as you all can see, finally, we have sound effects at Cliff's beg and call, and this is not okay for the rest of the show. I thought it was a good idea. That's my text tone when I get text messages. Is actually that sound. But anyway, all right. So we'll see if we can get through the entire show with Cliff on the soundboard. We might have to take it away from him next week, or maybe give it a 2.
Yeah, you heard it.
It's your boy, your cousin, your nephew. It's the Capital Region's best kept secret and the dawn of the Mid-Atlantic. I am Chaz Evans, the first young Simba champion, all right? The leader of pure ignorance, and quite frankly, the only person that matters in the group besides Red Dog. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you my friends. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the second best member in pure ignorance. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the Red Dog.
Who hurt you?
No one hurt me. No one hurt me. I'm just spitting facts.
It is the man built from the 5280. That's right, the man representing the 308 and the 808 and everything in between. The all pressure no savior. Your mile high merc, Red Dog. Yay.
And last but certainly not the least, ladies and gentlemen, he is the only Graves that matters. He's the reason why Corey Graves has a job. Ladies and gentlemen, support your local. You can read it right there on his name. Ladies and gentlemen, Twitch Graves.
Go on, Chaz. Finish it.
You got that, bro. That's all on you.
Support your local cult. I'm looking at
All
you
right.
guys.
Let's get to this. We're gonna have to give you a limit per segment on like sound effects, okay?
What a Twitch and fuck the other two.
What up, buddy?
That's insane. I love that they have a very, very. You know what? This is what we're gonna do. All right. So, if you haven't already done so, make sure you hit that follow button on all your favorite social media platforms, whether that is Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, X, TikTok, at 3Count Pod. On the X app, that is where it's 3Count Pod _ but everything is 3Count Pod. You'll find out that 3 circle logo. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on YouTube, hit that like button on Facebook. Make sure you hit that bell button so that you always get a notification so you know when we drop out new content. That's a good one. That's a good one. That you can. All right, cool. You should have told me about that one. We can
I
build
don't
it.
know what to do, that one or this one.
We'll keep that one.
We'll figure
We'll figure that one out. But that was good. That was good. See, growing pains. Well, yeah, hit that subscribe button, that bell button, so you don't miss. Like I said, you don't miss any notification when we drop content. Even though we didn't have a debate show, we still had our watch along show. We still had interviews dropped. So hopefully you were still staying in tune with all of the content that we dropped. But other than that, yeah. Red Dog, let us know what we have on now entering the ring.
Yeah, so we just dropped a new episode last night with Valentine Matthews. If you guys don't know, Valentine is actually Italian born. She is actually wrestling out of Germany, so you guys can actually go listen to her interview. Very awesome to kind of be able to pick at her and then, hear her story. So if you guys get a chance to, go check it out. It was definitely a lot of fun to just be able to do, as this show grows, we were able to reach out and talk with other wrestlers from different countries. So it's been definitely awesome, and it's our first international interview for the year. So it's really cool that we've been able to go like Germany now. We've done England, Canada. So we've done a few different places, and it's a lot of fun. Mexico. So we're growing.
All right, let's do our first debate topic. Show been on for fun.
Yes. Hey, right now. Hi, Twitch. And the other person here. Oh.
Anyway, make sure you go support the podcast by buying some merch at foryourwear.com. Hit personalities, you'll find our logo. Buy our cool merch, okay? We got some cool new stuff coming up on there. But if you want to get our old designs, our old merch, I call them the legacy shirts. Go over to prowrestlingtees.com /3Count Pod, and you can find some of our original shirts, like this one I got on right here. You can only get this shirt on Pro Wrestling Tees, but you probably want a new shirt and some updated designs. So going over to For Your Wear and grab you some merch. All right, let's start this off. Temp check. For those of you that don't know Temp check is where me and my friends, we give you our hottest and our coldest wrestlers going into this week. And for a bonus, we give you our match of the week. There it is, Temp check. It's been a hot minute since we've been here, since we've done Temp check. So, Red Dog, who is your Temp check?
Are we taking this like there's got to be some things we got to talk about? Are we talking about like from the last 3 weeks or just from last week?
You know what? Let's go with the last 3 weeks. Let's go with the last 3 weeks.
All right, I'm gonna keep it fair because it's the same person who it is this week, Jacob Fatu.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, let's keep it 100.
Okay. Fair. All right.
So, yeah, it's my guy. Yeah, just he's been just running through the roster, doing his thing, and just obliterating the Usos and Roman this last week. So, he's definitely my hottest wrestler of the week. You want to keep going? You want to keep going to the coldest, or you just want
Keep
to?
going. Yeah, keep it going.
Let me go with my coldest wrestler of the week. My coldest wrestler of the week actually is anybody who paid for that. Uh, who paid for actual seats, not the people who watched it on Netflix, but the people who watched the MMA show last night, who paid for tickets, and knowing that 4 of the 5 fights all ended in the first round. So you probably spent a couple $100,000 on some seats, and the show over like that, including a 17-second knockout or a 17-second tap out. It's incredible. Yeah, so that would be my coldest wrestlers of the week. Anybody was there, to include our favorite Phil, because he was there. He was promoting, because Robbie on Netflix. Nonetheless, he was also there, so he gets to be on there too. Match of the week. It's kind of hard for me to pick a match of the week, just because like we're gonna talk about it later with Darby Allin, but like Darby has been on a run and just putting a lot of work. Also, Mason Rook. I want to show out for him showing up to NXT. But it's hard because like with the last 3 weeks, there's been a lot of good matches, and especially that Gunther versus Royce Keys match. I definitely enjoyed that. And then when I look back at obviously Jacob doing his thing with Roman. I know we kind of like we're all like, damn, this is crazy. It's a long ass match, but it was fire. I thought there was a lot of good stuff going on. Obviously, when we had our watch along, that was a lot of fun too. But I think this week what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give this uh to we're giving this to Darby Allin from Dynamite with Takeshna, because let's be fair, man.
Last week. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that was 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
yeah, 2 weeks ago. Takeshita and yeah, they tore it down. So we gotta go there.
That's fair. All right, what you got, Twitch?
Since we're going so far back, hottest, I agree with you, Cliff, Jacob Fatu. He's been on a roll. It's great to see. Uh, Coldest, Sami Zayn. This man and his little gingerbread beef is the dumbest thing I've ever fucking seen. Match of the week, give me Gunther Royce Keys.
Okay. That's fair. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. All right, my hottest wrestler. Just to be different, I'm not say Jacob, because I mean Jacob is the obvious choice. I'm gonna go Trick. I think everything Trick has done post WrestleMania has been spot on. I remember us arguing over the fact that if they could build the new crop of NXT stars the right way, and I believe that they're on the right track as far as Trick Williams goes. So I'm gonna go Trick Williams as my hottest wrestler of the week, and to counter Sami Zayn being Twitch's coldest wrestler, because even that stupid gingerbread stuff, Trick still looks even hotter than ever.
It
But
makes Trick look good, but my issue is Sammy beating up the costume.
yes,
Just the whole
I don't disagree with you as far as Sammy's concerned of being cold. I don't disagree with you, because I do agree it's a little bit stupid. Even I went and I'm like, all right, whatever. But no, Trick is definitely my hottest. My coldest wrestler of the week though, as I'm going to combine the bloodline as a whole, it's rinse, wash, repeat. Not to say that the stuff isn't good, and I feel like it's a weird way to phrase it, but it's the same thing we've seen already. It is kind of cool seeing Jacob take out all 3 members of the bloodline by himself, single-handedly. I will give them that, but like, I'm like, all right, we'll just, I'm legit The Rock, so shut up and enjoy the ride that The Rock's taking you on. So I'm gonna sit back and enjoy the ride, but I'm like, hey, it is what it is. My match of the week though, it's coming from Ring of Honor, Super Card of Honor. Okay, if you did not find, I know it's paywall, and at this point in junction, I feel like everybody in wrestling now has a VPN, or they have some website, not putting it out there, where you can watch wrestling. But my match of the week is the Ring of Honor Women's World Title match, the Survival of the Fittest. Athena versus Maya World versus my forever world champion Trish Adora versus Yuka Zakazaki, Billy Starks, and Zeta Steel. Oh my goodness. just watch that match. I just Ring of Honor, it sucks that I always say it. It sucks that Ring of Honor is behind a paywall because that it's just so awesome to watch these matches, and you gotta find a way to watch. At least watch their pay-per-views. If you can't watch their weekly show, go make the time to watch their pay-per-views because oh man, you're missing out on really some cool stuff. But yeah, that's that. I'm gonna take that as my match of the week.
Okay.
So yeah, anybody in the comments, let us know what you agree with your hottest, your coldest wrestlers, and if you agree with our match of the week or what do you think is your match of the week. At 3CountPot _ on Twitter, comment on YouTube, in the Twitch thing, yeah, do all that, yeah, comment, let us know. All right.
Yo, what up, Twitch Durst?
But to say, yeah, go through the comments, brother.
My coldest is Chaz Young Simba Evans for being himself and screwing Ish up.
Well, he's entitled to his wrong opinion, so.
He's entitled to his wrong opinion. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's all I have to say about that one. All right, let's go to our first debate topic. So, who's ready for it? You ready? I haven't debated, I haven't argued with you guys in a long time. So, I hope you all miss me. But anyway, all right, let's start with AEW's tag team division, all right? Because this one it's tricky. Because on paper, right, Adam Copeland, Christian Cage, FTR, championship match sounds like money, right? You got the legends versus the two legends, really, possibly the greatest tag team to ever do it. And what are you going to say that FTR is not one of the not legends in itself? Are you saying Adam Copeland?
No, this comment right here is what got me. Sorry. Yo, he can't even put Redding, like that's it, Redding, and then he was just like a red dog, not making a canon. Yo, first of all, Anthony, with all due respect, go fuck yourself. Continue.
Oh, all right.
We have a disclaimer, ladies and gentlemen.
You're right, we do. Anyway, yeah, two of the greatest tag teams of the last what 30 years, and possibly one tag team chasing their last tag team title reign. It's an easy story, right? You can sell that to casual fans, longtime wrestling fans, and the same, right? But here's the problem: AEW's tag team division has been one of their weakest and strongest points since the company's inception. Okay, now should Christian Cage and Adam Copeland dethrone FTR? All right, or should they lean onto the nostalgia? Let's start off with you, Cliff. What you got?
It's just crazy because like AEW started the whole thing about tag team wrestling, about bringing tag team wrestling and bringing in doing like tag team wrestling right, and it seems like they've gotten away from that for like far off, and we've treaded a little too far. And it's like, okay, let's just put it out there. Let's just say Adam and Christian win the tag titles, and let's just say they beat FTR for like their for their rematch. And then like what's next? You know what I mean? Like they're gonna run through Private Party, the Bucks, like what are we doing now? Are you dropping and who you dropping the titles to? Because that all matters too. It's like, okay, cool, you can tell the story like, hey, we want to give all these other tag teams an opportunity, and FTR wasn't doing it, but then like who do you drop the titles to? And like it's gonna have to matter. It's gotta be a tag team that's just as like talented as them, as either heels or it's just really good baby faces, right? Like, are you trying to tell me that you're loading up the tag division for the next, let's just call it 8 weeks, 9 weeks, having them wrestle like the best tag teams, and then you're bringing in the New Day in August, and then you go from there. Like you have to line the story up so that it makes sense that whoever's taking the title off, like they're gonna get booed, like they're gonna get booed because it's, this is a reunion of Adam and Christian, and here they go. They put the titles on them, rush them through, and then where do you go from there? Like so. But on the other hand, if you don't put them on them, you're gonna have some pretty pissed off crowds because they ultimately want to see this reunion happen. So I don't know. I think AEW kind of leans a little too hard, not just on the nostalgia effect, but I just think they lean too hard on like these former stars coming back through and then like elevating this whole division up, and it's like, cool, I know what you guys want, but we're not ready to give that to you. And then by the time they do give it to us, it's already way past. Like we're already over it. So like we never got the real run of Miro. We never, House of Black was cool, but again, Alistair never really took off. Soraya never really took off. I'll be fair. I liked Mercedes with the belt. The only person that's really able to kind of make things happen that I would have considered like from the previous company or like a nostalgia type feel would have been Tony Storm. So to me, I think like everybody else isn't really, nothing else has like really worked. I mean, RVD brought in a pop, but it's like it's RVD, and you had him in. I think that was when they were in Michigan. So you kind of had like the hometown pop. So I mean, you kind of rely a little bit too much on nostalgia. And and I'm not even going to use Sting because Sting actually like elevated a lot of he elevated Darby. Like he put Darby on this other platform now. So
Yeah.
All right, Twitch.
I agree with Cliff. You're not gonna make everybody happy with it. So what? How you book it afterwards is how it will have to make sense. Even if the New Day comes in, the history is there with them and FTR, so that kind of makes sense. More so than the history with Edge and Christian. Like, I get it, we want to see these nostalgia acts, but at a certain point, where's the longevity in it? Like, what are you going to really get out of it? Edge and Christian as tag team champions, let's be serious. On paper, it sounds like a great idea, but looking at them both nowadays compared to the talent that is already there and established, like, what are you really gaining from making Edge and Christian champion again, or Adam and Christian, whatever, I think the after effects are what's going to matter more than if they dethrone them or not. If that makes sense.
That makes sense. I mean, I get you. I think they should. I'm on the opposite end. I'm here for the nostalgia, and I'll tell you this, and I'll tell you why. And so, hear me out on this. The next real reign of champions of the tag team title reign is going to be the Bucks. The Bucks are owed that big face run as tag team champions. We know the Bucks are going to end up winning the titles by the end of the year, especially knowing the fact that, hey, quite possibly the New Day is coming over to AEW. Now, we don't know for sure, but it's kind of the writing's on the wall, at least at this point. So why not have that dream match for when you go where? Over Wembley, right? So I think you have that transitional period with Edge and Adam and Christian, just so that they can have that one run. Nostalgia wins. We've seen it in the E, all right? It works. It always gets a pop. Why not have that carry you for the summer until the Bucks take the title off of them in some random 8 tag team ladder extravaganza, metal mayhem bullshit, and then boom, Here comes the New Day. New Day, boom, the Young Bucks, AEW World Title, Wembley. I think that's how you do it. I'm not mad at the nostalgia. I feel like because the E has done so much nostalgia within the last couple of years, we want to shy away from it in wrestling. But nostalgia is one of what makes wrestling really great. So I think they should. I'm all for them giving them the belts. And then plus, FTR has literally ran through every tag team that AEW can throw at them. So why not?
My only issue with your statement on that really is AEW isn't WWE.
That's fair. True.
AEW has, or not AEW, WWE has a bigger ability, I feel, when it comes to nostalgia acts. We haven't, other than like Sting, who have we really seen that's a nostalgia act in AEW? Edge. How's that work? Dean's Comment's the greatest one. Their tag team record is 2-1. So yeah, you have a nostalgia act, but you ain't even using them. And then you want to make them tag team champions? Make that make sense.
Remember when it was like a thing where AEW was like, "Hey, we're gonna wins and losses are gonna matter,"
Bro,
and
that shit was gone after week 1.
yeah, and my thing is like you made this, you want it to be more of a sports type feel, and then you kind of turn it into more of like an entertainment type business, and it's like you have to give us these reasons to naturally get behind our teams, right? So obviously Adam and Christian have like this big history together. We know that this is a thing that they've done, but we need them ultimately working together to make them viable threats for the titles. Like that's how these nostalgia acts will really get over, is that we're like, oh, they're making this one last run towards the title. Cool. Let's watch them do it instead of like out of a partnership of convenience. And that's I think the ultimate problem is. It's just like that's what we just throw out there. We're like, oh, well, they're, they've had history. We'll just put them back together again and just let them go do the thing. And I get it. Adam and Christian probably have a little bit of control backstage with their bookings and stuff like that. And Adam's like, I'm ready to retire. I'll just do this thing, the short little stint, and then I want to do one tag run with Christian, and I'm gonna get out the game. And I understand that, but like, we still have to make you credible to face the champion, because we're talking about in AEW lore. We're talking about a 3-time AEW tag team champion. And I get it that Edge and Christian have like this immaculate record of like holding WWE tag titles, right? But that's kind of all they've done. And we love that run, but it's kind of like it's not holding up. So it's like you have to build them up in this company. Yes, we get they're two legends, but you still have to build them up in the company so that people will naturally get behind them, so that we're like excited about it. And I think that's the problem, is that with some of these nostalgia, we bring in these other acts and stuff like that, but we still have this whole tag team division that we haven't even really worked with. Like, where is the Hurt Syndicate? Where's Private Party? Where is like all these other tag teams that you can have? I mean, Brodito. Like, what are we doing? Like, why are we not grabbing these other tag teams and having Edge and Christian take them on so that they can kind of help elevate, grow this talent, but then also, if we're really gonna do one last run with them, give them some teams to like face off with as they work their way up to the championships, and as they start knocking off some of these teams, you're gonna have other teams that can kind of elevate up as well. So it's like you should be elevating this talent together so that the crowd will naturally want this. And I get it, the crowd wants this anyway, but build your team up and build your tag division up, because that's ultimately what you wanted, right? So just give that to them, because whoever knocks off Edge and Christian, like Adam and Christian, that's it. Like it's probably gonna be some heel team. It's probably gonna have to be the Bucks at heel, because you're not out baby facing Adam and Christian.
But you're acting. But let's not think that babyface and heels matter when it comes to AEW. They'll put babyface,
They really
Right.
will.
They
and
will.
and they'll go out there and see who can out babyface the baby.
Right. And that's ultimately the problem, because like, you know, booking logistics, you want a heel team to knock off your big babyface team. You don't want another babyface team to
Right.
knock off your babyface team. Sorry, insider baseball. Ugh. But like, you want your bad guys to lose two good guys, and you want your good guys to kind of fall and have a new good guy take over from their bad guys. So it's like it's one of those things where I look at it, and I'm just kind of like, who's going to be the next baddie that takes off, knocks off Adam and Christian. You could definitely. You could spin it the other way. You could have FTR retain the titles, hold the titles all the way until Wembley, and then have the New Day come in and knock them off. Because then you start with we've beaten every tag team here, and we think we're the greatest tag team of all time as we beat some of the greats, and we'll continue talking about the bump, 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 right? And then here comes the New Day challenging for these titles. If you wanted to, just saying.
All right, go to what the comments say. What does the people think down in the comments?
Boom, agreed with Cliff. That's right. Because I'm awesome at it. I say no to Adam and Christian AEW tag team record is 2-1. I get Edge and Christian are legendary in tag team wrestling, but no, FTR should not.
All right, let's see here. Let's moving on down to our next debate topic. So, bring it up, Mr. Red Dog. Roman Reigns. All right, let's stick with that. Roman Reigns. Jacob Fatu. So they had the match at Backlash. Roman Reigns ended up defeating Jacob Fatu. So let's talk about this. We're going from AEW to WWE's Bloodline universe because Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu is the type of match that you feel like the result would matter. But after the match and all the shenanigans matters more. But because when you put Jacob in there with Roman, you're testing like who has more aura at this point. Because Roman Reigns is the tribal chief, and then you have the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu. So let's see who really has more of the aura, right? So did Roman Reigns beating Jacob Fatu help Fatu's aura, or did it cool him off? All right. So Jacob Fatu is not supposed to be normal, right? He's not supposed to feel normal. He's the whole appeal. That's why he's super over. It's the entrance. It's his energy, right? He walks different. He talks different. Like legitimately, he's. It's like you let the cage open and like the goddamn animal comes out. So, but then you put him across Roman Reigns, who like exuberates aura, right? The word aura was built for Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, right? And that's Roman. Roman is Roman no matter what. He's the measuring stick, right? He's the tribal chief. He's the guy that's made WWE evolve. So losing to Roman doesn't automatically mean it's a loss, right? People lose in Roman all the time. They still come out on top. But with Jacob, it's different, right? So the debate is really this. Does him losing to Roman affect him? Does it help his aura, or does it really hurt him? Let's start this one off with you, Twitch.
No, I think this helps him because if you remember the match, Roman had to cheat to win. Like, this just built him up. Really? Really?
Well, nobody was talking for a minute, so it took a second to play.
Run that soundboard. How about that?
There you go. Keep going. No, you got it.
And even afterwards on Raw on Monday, Jacob coming out and like you said earlier, just leveling Roman, Jay, and Jimmy. That didn't do anything but help build him up more. Like, okay, what happens when Roman can't cheat to beat him? Is it the same result or is it a different one? I think ultimately, yeah, it sucks that he lost, but I mean, did you really expect him to beat Roman in his first match for the title?
No, absolutely not. No, I agree. I agree with you on this one, Twitch. Like the thing is like Roman exudes this kind of confidence and this aura that he has about him, and anytime that you get to kind of like mesh up with him, it's kind of like what you do next is how it's gonna elevate you or it's gonna take you. It's almost like it's a John Cena effect, right? Where like those guys who wrestled John Cena, like their next feud isn't as hot because they're not coming with the same energy that they did with John, and so you kind of see like what's happening. And so when you look at Jacob, Jacob coming back through and taking that loss because Roman cheated, it only pissed off Jacob more. And so when we get to see Jacob go through and run rampant through all the bloodline and everything, I mean, it shows exactly who he is and what he wants to do and what he's all about. So I like it, and I'm here for it. And I think it only just kept his heat going. So I think he's like, I don't think he's cooled off at all. The crowd's still really into him too. Like he let's be fair, like, and we'll call it what it is. He's a bad guy, and the crowd just loves him. And you could be like, well, he's doing it for justified reasons. Absolutely, absolutely. But like, his loss to Roman doesn't mean anything. Like, he definitely there's certain wrestlers that can take an L and come back and just be just as dominant. Gunther's one of them. You know what I mean? Like Rollins being
Yeah.
another one who's bulletproof, and I kind of think that Jacob Fatu is in that same boat. Like, I think Jacob is kind of bulletproof. Like, he's crazy. And out of all of the guys that they brought in to WWE in the last year, and we're talking with MFT and Jacob and everybody, like, Jacob has clearly, like, just was on a rocket ship, just going through the roof. So I mean, it just tells you, like, this man can do no wrong. Everybody who watches Jacob Fatu, and I think we all knew this 4 years ago, 5 years ago, when we were all watching him, we're like, yeah, when he gets to the E, bruh, no one's gonna touch him. And now we're just seeing that happen now.
Chaz, you're muted.
Oh yeah, my bad. Anyway, so yeah, I think we all agree on this one. I don't think it hurts him. It really doesn't. And like I said in the lead-in, like the aftermath also is what matters when you're in a match with Roman, because when you're in a match with Roman, the match doesn't really. Not I won't say the match doesn't mean anything. It's the overall story, and so after the match, Jacob still whipped his tail. He had to be restrained, and even after the fact, the next night on Monday Night Raw, we saw an epic breakdown. I mean, Jacob just. I still think it's cool that he just hip attacked him through the barricade. It's kind of like I audibly went, oh, and Chase went, oh, like it's just it was. I'm Jacob's fine. Jacob's going to be fine. Even if Jacob in the long run does not win the belt at this point in time, it only is going to elevate him even further. I I don't think anything's wrong with it. Like, it's like you all said it. Like, he's fine. It's okay. It doesn't cool him off. If anything, it raises his stock even higher. So yeah, I don't think it's really that big of a deal if Jacob takes an L to Roman, because we're probably gonna get either what I don't know, what, a Bloodline Rules match, Tribal Combat, something.
Tribal Combat.
Yeah, Tribal Combat or something along the lines between them two. So, relax, folks. It's okay. Jacob will be fine. Everything is okay.
I think my only problem, though, is that, like, we have these two rosters for a reason, and Jacob Fatu seems to be just going back and forth. And I get it, like, he's causing chaos, but it's like, in the same instance, like, I'm just like, wow, like, you have two rosters for a reason, and we're meant to have these rosters. But I guess Jacob's the only one that's just like, I'll just do whatever I want to do and just show up wherever I want to show up and just beat up whoever I want to beat up, because he's just like, I'm gonna go beat up the MFTs, or I'm gonna beat up the Bloodline. I'm gonna come back to the MFTs and beat them up again. It's like, all right, brother, we get it. Like, you can kind of cross into whatever world you want to and do your thing. So it's like, kind of meh to me.
Yeah.
They just need to keep him. Like, I get it. Like, he had some kind of loose threads, but ultimately, what I think is end up happening is that, like, if they do like a Bloodline rule, like, all of a sudden the MFT gets involved. You know what I mean? And so there's a disaster on both sides. It's crazy to me.
It's fair.
That's fair. I don't disagree. All right, what are the comments? Go to the comments.
Hold on. By the way, can I put this out there? And I finally want to say this on, because it's been 3 weeks and I've been wanting to say this. Am I the only one that did not know what MFT stood for?
My Family Tree.
Yeah, I did not know that's what it stood for.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Did not know. Did not know. Ask me what it was. Ask me what I thought it was so far.
What'd you think it was?
Motherfucking Tongans.
That would have made sense.
Bruh, I would have put money on it. That's what it stood for.
Motherfucking Tongans. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
well,
would make sense.
knowing,
Except JC
knowing,
Mateo's not Tongan.
babe, it's listen, okay. Torito was Minihausen. I don't want to hear what we can and can't do and what we can and can't lie about in the WWE. Okay, I'm just saying.
What
I
are you talking about? That
legitimately
wasn't El Torito.
Team 420s did not stand for we have 4 feet and wear shoe size together May 20. I'm just trying to put that out.
Sure it did. Sure it did.
I dead ass was like, yo, this motherfucking Tongans. Like that just makes sense. And I get it.
No,
You
no,
MF,
I get you.
yeah, because Seth freaking Rollins, I get it. We can just use the abbreviated terms. I get it. It's cool. No, then he said my family tree. I was like, the what? That's like, oh yeah, I forgot this is the E. That makes so much more sense.
Insane. Wow. Absolutely wow.
All right, let me pull this up really quick. Roman defeats everyone. No, it didn't cool him off. It helped him because on SmackDown he is raising more hell.
That's fair. That's true, and I do agree with that because with Roman being on the Netflix exclusive guy, Netflix not he's not always showing up on SmackDown. SmackDown is where Jacob and the rest of like the Usos they can kind of keep telling that story, but their own thing within the story. So I agree with that. That's fair.
He's even being more unhinged. I think it's helping. Absolutely, I think it is. And then what they do after this, if he doesn't take the title, is what will F with his aura, kind of. I don't think so. I think like if he doesn't win, ultimately is because, you know, Roman being a tribal chief is kind of doing whatever it takes to win and hold on to that title. So there's like limits to be tested. But I think ultimately what they do with him next is going to be what matters, right? So whether it's like a run with the Intercontinental title or he moves over to SmackDown and they get him a U.S. title, or he goes after Cody or whoever wins the heavyweight title next, like that'll all change. That'll all matter. As long as they just don't tell him like, hey, we're gonna put you with this tag team, or we're gonna put you with this other person, and you guys gonna be a tag. Like if Danhausen and Jacob Fatu were to be a tag team, you know what I mean? Like we want to do this with you, then that would kind of pull him off. But if they stick him where he's just kind of the monster, just terrorizing things, like I think we got something that's going on. Like it'll help him out.
My only issue with keeping him as a monster that terrorizes things is you can't let it get Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
There is a limit to being the monster and terrorizing things. I think if they keep it within that ballpark, I think he'll.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
We all agree. Great.
Yeah, we all agree on that one. All right, cool. So,
We all agree.
all right, so
You really ought to just invite Dean onto the show one of these days.
no,
Yes.
no.
Your tribal chief has spoken. Yep,
Fantastic.
see, and that is support.
Anyway, speaking of danger champions and people who feel like they're one bad decision away from a disaster, which is what it would be if we bring that thing on our show.
I vote
Anyway.
to bring him on the show.
Let's talk about Darby Allin.
No, you're not.
Because Darby as AEW World Champion is kind of like the idea that sounds perfect and risky at the same exact time, right? But it's working, right? It's not like he's not the machine pushed. He's somebody. He's the rebel. He does outrageous things. He's over like Rover, and as far as AEW is concerned, but there's another side of that, right? When your world champion is putting on matches every week, like he's trying to prove gravity wrong, you have to ask, Is that making the title feel important, or is AEW asking too much of him too fast? So that leads us to our last debate topic, and that is Darby Allin's AEW World Title reign making him look heroic, or is AEW overexposing him way too fast? Darby Allin becoming AEW World Champion should feel like a victory for like the heart and soul of AEW. People have been clamoring for it since day one. He's not the biggest guy. He's not the safest pick, and he's not the traditional World Championship prototype. But that's what makes him compelling. That's why people like him, right? So, let's see. Let's debate. What do you all think? Is his title reign making him look heroic, or is AEW overexposing him too fast? Okay. Go ahead, start this one off, Cliff. Then I'll go I'll go second.
I don't know. Because I'm in mixed bags about it. Because I like the fact that he's getting in all these title shots. It's like it's building up. It's kind of what I was just talking about with the tag division, right? We're kind of showing off all these people who they want to consider like credible threats. Aside from Sammy Guevara, sorry Sammy, I don't want to say anything, but you're kind of like one of the later picks. We're having a Brody match, Takashita. We're teasing all these other matches that are coming along, and we're just giving them. And so it's like almost like they're getting ready to the just in case factors for him, right? Just because, like, to be fair, whenever something great happens with Darby, something horrible happens with Darby. So it's crazy to think like that. That could be a thing. I do like the fact that he's defended the title on there, especially because like it just seems like the last few champions, the title really hasn't been a featured thing. So to see it weekly and be defended on all the shows makes it feel like, oh, okay, cool. So we're trying to show off all of this roster with the one person that we've kind of built up from the ground up, right? So that's what I'm here for, and I kind of like this. I like this move with it. My only concern is that you don't need to have Darby doing all these crazy stunts all the time. Like sometimes controlled chaos is just controlled. That's it, and you can tame it down. And in his big matches where you have him for, whatever, right? Double or Nothing or Revolution, whatever, doesn't matter. It just he can go balls to the walls, crazy, do some coffin drop from 3 tables up and then into like glass pane. Like okay, cool. Otherwise, like it just becomes okay. What's Darby gonna do next? And it's like at that point we get tired of it. But right now, I just like the idea that we're getting all these matchups, and I wish that we were getting more of these when certain other people were considered champions. So that's where I'm at with it right now.
All right, so this is what I got for you, right? So I like Darby, right? And I respect Darby, and I understand why they put the title on Darby, right? He's everything that the AEW sickos, right, love about that company, right? Risk, heart, grit, originality, and that, like, I'll die before I quit attitude. But I'm going to be honest. Every title match, week after week, is starting to feel exhausting. And it's not because Darby can't go, and it's not because he has bad matches. It's just every single defense looks like it's a life or death situation. It feels like, hey, this match should be on a pay-per-view match. And like I know how we all love having like these banger matches on TV every week. But if we have these matches week after week, what are we going to have for the pay-per-view? What does he have to do with MJF at Double or Nothing to even surpass what we just saw for the past 4 weeks on Wednesday, and then sometimes on Saturday because he just wrestled on Collision, and Homeboy had him in the Scorpion Deathlock. Man passed out, said, ugh, like he's exhausted, and like maybe that's the story they're telling, and if it is, shame on you because that's lazy and like. But I get it, and it just means that, hey, MJF's winning back the belt on the pay-per-view because the man went 100% all the way through up until the very last second. But like you said, Cliff, like Darby as champion should feel chaotic. It should feel that way. It's controlled chaos, but it still needs pacing. Like it stops feeling special. Like Darby is special because his chaos. Like, and he's now world champion. It's not like he's in the gimmick matches or these the stadium stampede or state anarchy in the arena matches. You're the world champion now, and like every world title needs rhythm, and like sometimes the champion needs to talk, and sometimes he doesn't need to wrestle. Sometimes he needs to breathe. Sometimes like you need the challenger to have these matches, and it just seems like we're not getting with that. Like every world title match doesn't. It needs to feel like an event. It doesn't need to be another episode of, oh my God, Darby Allin almost died again. You feel me? And I think like that's the issue that I have with Darby winning. You know, with Darby going on week after week after week with these like 5-star matches. And so like it's not failing, and that's the thing. I just feel like AEW need to just don't let him wrestle for like a week or two. And let him, let him watch Max. Let Max do some wrestling for once, and have the roles reversed. Because if every match is the biggest match, right? Like I said, where do you go for the pay-per-view? So that's where I fall on that one, man. Like, and it is not a knock on Darby. And I feel like I don't want this to turn into a knock, like, and because it's not. It's just like Darby's title reign don't need to feel like an episode of Jackass every week.
That is the perfect way to describe it.
Like I feel like that's the perfect, like, it doesn't need, I don't need to see Jackass on AEW featuring Darby Allin.
Like since Darby has been there, it has been foot on the gas, foot on the gas, foot on the gas.
Yes.
Like, It is okay to hit the brakes every now and then. Like, you can still shoot meaningful content and not wrestle every single week. You can still do stuff meaningful to your title reign and not kill yourself every week. Like, there needs to be some sort of, okay, it's been full steam ahead. We need to pull off of this and give him a moment to chill. Let the people that are just tuning into AEW actually see who he is, instead of some, no offense, but Timu Jeff Hardy or like Timu Sabu. And that's not a knock on Darby. Let me make that clear right now. That is not a knock on Darby. I actually support Darby. I supported him when his professional skateboarding career was a thing. Like, it just... It'd have been better if you did like a shots fired one, but
I don't have that one yet.
How many times have we seen Darby actually like attempt to kill himself on AEW TV?
Yeah.
How many times have we seen Darby shoot an actual promo where he's not hanging from the rafters like a crackhead?
He got drugged in a body bag one time.
Bro, he got drugged through broken glass and then hog tied upside down. Like,
I know, I'm thinking about like promos where I've seen him where there was the car drag. Didn't he have one where he got tied up and they dragged him behind a car?
Yep.
Yeah.
Remember threw him down the steps?
Even the content that is not AEW related that AEW still supports him doing, like jumping a fucking Jeep over his entire fucking house and crashing into a trailer. Like, we need you around. We need you to be the champion that this company has believed you to be. Stop trying to kill yourself. Shoot a promo. Go touch grass. Go smoke some grass. Like,
he's straight edge. You don't do that.
Well, guess what? Sometimes the edge has a curve in it.
What?
Have you ever seen a blade with a nick in it? It's curved. It's no longer fucking straight.
First of all, sir, I'm gonna need you to watch your language when you refer to things like that.
We have a disclaimer. Fuck you.
I'm waiting for that. Go through the comments.
The last thing Chaz want is more Dean Curtis. He's been trying to keep me locked out, not just here, but other places as well. It's okay.
Dean, you wait until me and Lou's show goes on. I got you.
I agree with what that guy said about Darby. He makes sense. I hate when he makes sense, but yeah.
I always make sense.
I don't think he was referring to you.
He was not referring. No, he was referring to him about making sense, but he was referring to you when you said what you said. You ever see a blade? You said you ever see a blade with a in it?
What?
I love this soundboard. Hey, the greatest thing.
I know I'm high, but wait, what?
Oh man, the greatest thing that you ever did was send me that page, and now all of a sudden there's like immediate regret about it. Why did y'all get him this soundboard?
Because we, I'm not allowed to say those words. We are of a special education class.
Yeah, we really are.
Yeah, we ain't even a full roster.
We have
We don't. Yeah. Alrighty. All right. That's the show. Yeah. That was. This was. Are you okay there, buddy?
I can't handle this show no more.
It's okay. We're gonna wrap it up. Make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. Definitely let us know what you think about the show. For all my podcast listeners, thanks for listening to us. You should have been on the live show on Sunday. Now that you're listening to this, but we always thank our audio podcast listeners: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Wherever you get your podcast at, we thank you for listening. Give us a 5-star Frog Splash review. Comment on the episode. It helps push out the show. Hey, Chaz, can I get my pure ignorant?
Oh, yeah.
It's still sitting in my closet, too. No, I'm going to give it to Chase.
Damn.
Anyway.
Why you gotta feel like that, man? That man's gonna be sitting there.
Emotional damage.
Goodbye.
You can tell, he need to get a House of Machiavelli hat. That's what he needs to get.
House of Machiavelli. You know what? I'd pay for that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'd probably
You
rock
say that? I'd kind of pay for that hat. You would too. You just don't want to say. The way you look, that face right there. Someone's
Yeah, he's trying so hard.
That's the face.
See,
That's the
there
face.
it is.
It's
broken.
Yeah, I would pay for that too, actually.
How you doing, guys? Like, how are you doing emotionally?
I'm wonderful. Okay, you know what? I'm that can be. Go kick rocks. Go kick rock, Deans. Go kick rocks. I'm great. You wanna know why I'm emotional? I am Young Simba champion. My first defense, June 21st, Cheverly, Maryland, at the American Legion Hall. I'm defending my championship. Okay, right then and there, against Jordan Holt. He's some cool guy from the South, but he's about to get a Baltimore beat down. So yeah, be there for that. Anyway, so I'm great. Anyway,
what's that coming up?
What else? What'd you say?
What?
I didn't hear what you said. What did you say?
I asked him what he had coming up.
Oh, with Red Dog?
Yeah.
What you got coming up?
Yeah. We got a couple matches coming up here. Supposed to be in Canada last week, but that all fell apart. Sweet. Wrestled last night actually. Shout out to New World Wrestling Extreme for having me out. I definitely appreciated that. That was a fun night. And then I've got I don't got really anything for the rest of the month. It's just because I am going to be kicking it. Because more importantly, the little one and the wifey are going to be doing their dancing. So I'm going to go to their dance recital. And then after that, June 20th, your boy about to take on Tomahawk, and then we're about to have that match in the bull rope match. So I'm about to go beat somebody's ass like with the bull rope, so I can get my number one contendership back, so I can be a 2-time crown champion, because that needs to be a thing. That needs to be a thing.
Oh yeah.
Well, you gonna give me a shot this time, or are you gonna hold it long enough to give me a shot? I didn't. Wait, that wasn't a strike.
Don't say that. Start that over again. Let's repeat that. Let's repeat that. Let's use our words, real words.
Anyway, so just a rundown of Temp Track. So my hottest wrestler was Trick Williams. Coldest wrestler is the Bloodline. Red Dog, you picked Jacob Fatu. Twitch, you also picked Jacob Fatu as your hottest wrestler. Twitch, your coldest wrestler, Sami Zayn. And Red Dog, all the people who bought tickets to Ronda Rousey MMA fight.
I support that.
That's the show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to keep this going, and we're not going to argue, okay?
Why?
We're not going to. No, we already did. And so the show is over.
Take the opportunity. Oh, yeah, because you did that to Noah.
I did not take any opportunity away from Noah. Noah gave his opportunity. I didn't take. He gave
his opportunity.
He gave it to me. He gave it to me. I didn't take anything from him.
Just call that man.
But why did he give it to you?
Why did he give it to me? Because the plan was always for me to have the briefcase, and the briefcase was in it, whatever that was in it, and I needed to make sure I got the briefcase back. He was actually he's very selfless, because he was there. He actually was fixing Mac's mistake. That's the issue really. That's really what the problem was. Mac is the one that screwed up, out here putting the knucks in the wrong pocket, like knowing we're on a crunch time. Noah was helping fix the situation, the problem that Mac started. So actually, you know what? No, I didn't.
Also, it's very crazy.
After I beat Jordan Holt, all right, guess what? At the next fight show, which is in October, right after this, I'll give Noah a shot at the championship. Me and him can go 1-on-1.
I just think it's crazy.
And look, I'll make it even better. I'll make sure to ban all of Pure Ignorance, nobody else. And so we can't say like, hey, somebody used the other. Boom. And then, hey, call it a day. See who wins. And if Noah beats me, he beats me. And it all works out. Because, hey, it's still in Pure Ignorance.
I still think it's crazy that after I said that I need to be a 2-time champion, you immediately just jumped into the line and was like, no, okay, when do I get a shot? Yeah,
I just asked a question.
Yeah,
I just asked a question.
All about you.
I just asked a question. No, it's not all about me. What? If you ask such a for a shot of this, I'd give it to you, but I don't think you meet the age requirements.
Oh.
What?
Oh, we opened this now.
That was kind of.
Oh.
That wasn't a shot. That was not a shot.
That was all ageism right there.
No, it was not ageism.
Okay.
All right, Cliff.
I will. No. It's fine. I got it. Let me do this.
That's not.
I will give you a shot when I become right after I beat Tomahawk. When I become a 2-time SWA crown champion, I will give you a title shot when you can meet the height requirement.
Oh.
And by the way, let me do this also. Right, the last time you faced me for a title, how'd that turn out again? Yeah. All right.
Support your local cult, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, facts. Support your cult and support us and watch our stuff, and peace out.
Hey, thanks for checking out this episode of the 3 Count Podcast. If you like this and you want more 3 Count Podcasts, go on over to our YouTube page, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button so you never miss when we put out a video. Also, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, all things social media, 3 Count Pod, _ on X, 3 Count Pod, everything else. Also, make sure you buy our merch at foryourwear.com and prowrestlingtees.com. Also, you know what? Just watch another video right now. Like, right now, I'm going to walk away and you're going to play another video. Now.